25. Partnerfeld 2023. Herzlich willkommen, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Die Qualifikation zur FEI, Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Prüfung am Sonntag. Aber es ist nicht nur die Qualifikation für unsere 27 Reiterinnen und Reiter, sondern es geht heute Abend um die zweithöchstdotierteste Prüfung des Turniers. 100.000 Euro stehen in der Verlosung. Wir schauen mal auf die Linienführung. Es wird eine internationale Sprintprüfung nach Strafpunkten und Zeit. Hindernis Nummer 1 vor dem Irrgastbereich. Das ist der Sprung von Ekin mit den weiß- und roten Stangen, ein Steilsprung zum Auftakt in den Kurs. Dann die lange Seite hinunter zum Hindernis Nummer 2, der Ochser. Die Sparkasse Leipzig und der Finanzgruppe Sachsen, die uns gemeinschaftlich am Sonntag den Longines FEI Jumping World Cup präsentieren werden. Auf der rechten Hand weiter, wir kommen aus der Wendung heraus zu Hindernis Nummer 3, der Ochser von Longines, traditionell blau und weiß die Farben, das ist die nächste Aufgabe. Gebogene Linie dann weiter an der Kombination vorbei, es wartet Hindernis Nummer 4, der Steilsprung von CD, Elementum unserem Partner des morgigen Championats. Linke Hand, der von Richtung Ein- und Ausritt, dort wartet der IDKP-Steilsprung, ein besonderes Hindernis. Sie sehen es vielleicht, die Farben vorne der Stange. Wir haben braune Stangen und einen leichten orangenen Streifen. Eine dieser Raffinesse und dieser typischen technischen Aufgaben, die die Parcours-Chefs hier unseren Reiterinnen und Reitern und den Pferden stellen. Also es geht schon lange nicht mehr nur um Höhen, es geht eben auch viel um Technik und eben auch um solche Elemente. Dann aus der Wendung linke Hand weiter, dort neben unseren Kirschblütenbäumen von Dietz, der Firma Dietz, die für diesen wunderbaren Blumenschmuck verantwortlich ist, geschmückt die Kombination des 6A, 6B. Etwas sehr Seltenes, eine Ochse und dann eine Rick hinten heraus. 6A, ein Ochse und dann hinten heraus ein Rick. Und da sehen Sie eine ganz dünne und einfarbige weiße Flanke hinter so ein Element, das es für die Pferde schwerer macht, dieses Hindernis zu tanzen. Rechte Hand weiter, aus der Windung, direkt heraus, sehen Sie einen Steilsprung der Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Station hier in Leipzig, als Steilsprung Hindernis Nummer 7. Dann gehen wir in die zweite Kombination, 8A, 8B, einfarbige gelbe Stangen zum Einsprung und 8B. Der Aussprung des Tanzabgabe ziemlich schnell danach kommt dieser sehr luftige und einfarbige Sprung, Sport im Osten, unser TV-Partner in diesen Tagen. Linke Hand weiter, wenig Zeit zu durchatmen. Es kommt Hindernis Nummer 10 vom Ein- und Ausritt hinausgefleckte Mitte. Der Partner fährt Ochser mit einem Liverpool-Wassergraben als Unterbau. Wieder so ein spezielles optisches Element. Rechte Hand weiter. Vor der Kombination entlang, hinter der Kombination oder zwischen der Kombination entlang. Das wird vielleicht auch so eine der Fragen, wie gesagt. Fehler und Zeit, kein Schenken oder irgendwas. Die erste Runde zählt und ist wichtig. 11A, 11B, Doppelsteine-Kombination und auf der rechten Hand weiter geht es dann zum Schluss auch mit in der Doppelrunde von Longines. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Qualification Class 40 Jumping World Cup Qualifier on Sunday. For the 47 competitors to go in this course with a length of 420 meters, we have 12 obstacles and below 14 efforts with a time of 72 seconds. 72 Sekunden, das ist die erlaubte Zeit. Wir sind gespannt, welche Zeit nehmen und dann geht es los mit der, wie gesagt, zweithöchstdotiertesten Prüfung der Partnerfeld 2023. Longines FEI Jumping World Cup Qualifikation zur FEI Prüfung am Sonntag.
Good evening and welcome to the third day of the Partner Verde Leipzig 2023, home of the World Cup final back in April, and today the qualifier, a speed class for the World Cup qualifier that is the big event on Sunday, the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Tonight there are 47 competitors, 29 of which are pre-qualified, and therefore that leaves 9 places up for grabs, and there's 18 people jumping, 18 athletes jumping for those 9 places for the World Cup on Sunday. It's a speed class, 16 nations represented by the 47 athletes. Frank Rutenberger, course designer, who needs no introduction, assisted by Christian Weigand. 12 obstacles, 14 jumping efforts, 420 meters. It's one round. You're in and you're out. And the first to get us underway, Alexa Steas, riding Quando Venga. Alexa, who representing Cyprus just a few weeks ago, changed her nationality from South African to being a Cypriot. And there's one thing that we can expect from this young lady is good balance. Represented South Africa at the World Equestrian Games in Normandy in the sport of vaulting. Of course, there's vaulting here in Leipzig this weekend as well. Finished 11th in the Grand Prix in Frankfurt, 155. This course 150. 4 or 5 of the uprights actually at 153. Just giving Quetta Wenger, 11-year-old Holstein gelding, plenty of room and time. Related distance down to fence 9, the plank. And that's the Liverpool stuck underneath that Oxer. That Oxer 150 by 160. Of course, the clock keeps ticking along with the penalties. Double 153 coming in and coming out. 11.2 meters in between. So picked up time penalties, of course, as well. So 28 faults in all for Alexa Quando Vengo. Alexa Steas, one of the competitors looking for a qualification. It'll be unlikely with that performance. There's 9 places up for grabs, and I think I mentioned earlier 18 are competing for the 9 places on Sunday. Now the first of 15 competitors representing the hosts here in Leipzig. Tim Reiskam-Gurking, riding the 14-year-old Westphalian stallion, Coldplay. It's a sensible 7 strides, 32 meters down to the second fence. Again, 7 on the curve there. It's not right at 1.50 meters. Very nice tight turn down to that 153 upright. No related distance, 14.7 metres down to the plank. Very careful and perfect. Racing down to the last. And a great jump over the final fence, the Oxer. 64.33 the time. No faults. So early on into the lead goes Tim Reiskamp Goldking with gold play for Germany.
Der 14-Jährige war dann Chakiani von Chakoblu, die junge Renterin aus Dänemark, Caroline Petersen von Dänemark. Bestimmt wissen Sie nicht, was für eine sympathische junge Dame das ist, sonst würden Sie ihr viel mehr Applaus spenden.
Now for Denmark. Caroline Rehoff Pedersen. Another Chaco Blue game like Coldplay. This one Chakieni, a 14-year-old. Fairly new to this level. 7th in last month in Lillestrøm in a 153 star class. Caroline, who very proudly represented Denmark as a young rider in the Nations Cup recently. Cleverly corrected, coming down to the plank at 9. And switch back to the double of 153 uprights. And then down to the Oxer 150 by 160 wide. And that's clear, 72.38. So Caroline Rehoff Pedersen and Chakieni. The one-time penalty, in fact, goes into second place, and she's absolutely delighted. One of the biggest tracks that they have ever been challenged with, and got round without touching a pole.
Bronze der Einzelwertung bei den Weltreiterspielen, bei den Weltmeisterschaften, bei den Olympischen Spielen in Tokio.
And that's what it means to the young riders when they start to approach the senior level at the top heights. We now move to the other end of the scale, and no disrespect meant to Caroline Rehoff. We go to Michael van der Vleuten, number 10 in the world. O'Bailey van der Blueshoff, just a 9-year-old Belgian warm blood by Darko, the stallion. Michael, first of the 29 in this class, who've pre-qualified for the World Cup. Already taken part in 5 of the qualifiers. Quite interesting watching the body language of the athletes when they were walking the course. If you managed to get a shot of that before the class started, there was lots of pondering about the angles. There's a lot of twists and turns. Well, I'm sure that Michael van der Vleuten is going to be delighted with that performance from this 9-year-old, Bailey van der Blueshoff. He had a fence down but he kept moving forward all the time. Nice young horse. I'm sure we'll be seeing an awful lot more of in the next weeks and months to come.
Diese beiden sind den Applaus von über 40.000 Zuschauern gewohnt, denn sie gewannen gemeinsam in diesem Jahr den großen Preis von Aachen. Ben und Gerrit Nieberg.
One of the hopes for the home crowd here for Germany, Gerrit Nieberg, with his World Cup contender Ben. Finished in 13th place as an individual, this combination, back in April in this very arena for the Longines FEI World Cup final. And already well on their way to their second World Cup final together this year, of course, Omaha in Nebraska. Good turn back to the Longines upright. Constantly on the turn throughout that double. This is surely a new leader, 60.46. It is indeed. Gerrit Nieberg, Ben, 60.46, goes into the lead.
Congratulations, leading champion, 60.46. Schwedisches Wahlgut, 12 Jahre alt, die Stute CCB Ende. Und im Sattel begrüßen wir Wilma Hellström, Schweden, from Sweden.
We now go to Sweden, first of three representatives from Sweden. Wilma Hellström, another competitor riding her regular World Cup qualifier partner, CCBGN. Been jumping clears at 1.60 m in the World Cup qualifiers for fun. Complete switchback to that upright. Came off that bend a bit tight. Whilst every class is important with these horses that are likely to turn up for the big one on Sunday, it may not be the be-all and end-all to win a class with that coming up in 2 days' time. But it was a good round. They had that one fence down over Liverpool for Wilma Hellström and CCBGN. 4 faults. Into 4th place. Now to France, Julien Anquetin, riding the Celle Francais, 11-year-old gelding Cessus de Fugnard. Oh, that was unfortunately hardly touched that. nicely down that line. This compact horse, able to nip around these bends. He's got that 4 faults. Leading time at the moment, 60.46. Of course, you've got to be clear to win. And a good jump over the last with the 8 penalties for Julien Anquetin and Cissus de Fugnat for France.
Seine Zug, 10 Jahre alt, Chevrolet Chelsea von Celano Alpha 6, der dreimalige Schweizer Meister und amtierende Mannschaftseuropameister für die Schweiz, Brian Balsiger, Switzerland.
Now for Switzerland, Brabrusiger with the 10-year-old Zangazada bred Chelsea. Finished 4th in the Puissance in Mechlin at the end of, well, three weeks ago. So height shouldn't be an issue. Garrett Nieberg's time, 60.46. It's not going to make that. But he is clear, 64.37. So into 3rd place goes Brabrusiger and Chelsea Z. That plank, 1m53. It's the very good-looking Melchior family, Ahlmanns. He'll be coming in next after Jordi van Missenova for Belgium with Gaga Augustine. Jordi, who has competed at 4 of the World Cup legs, looking for a qualification to get into the class on Sunday here tonight. So a little bit more pressure on him, and that turn was absolutely perfect. Not wasting an inch. .07. That puts him into 4th place at the moment. Of course, he'll have to wait until much further on in the class to see whether he's got a slot on the Longines World Cup on Sunday. 9 places up for grabs, 18 athletes competing for those 9 places.
Auf dem Weg zur Ehrenbürgerschaft hier in Leipzig, Solid Gold Set und Christian Ahlmann, Deutschland.
Now one of the big hopes for Germany, former world number 1, Christian Ahlmann, riding Solid Gold Z, Oldenburg. Stallion by Staccato Gold. Christian, who has had so much success in this arena over the years, not least of all winning the World Cup in 2018 on Tally Bay. Followed that up a year later with winning with Carabas. Carabas he rode today, actually finished 7th in the 1m45, the speed class earlier today. Carabas Ed, now 16 years old. This is looking more pacey. Interesting look at the footprints in the sand to see where the other horses have gone. And there's no question that Christian Ahlmann has taken the short tracks. And look at that, 56.79 as the family give him lots of support. He goes into the lead. He has made this arena in Leipzig his own many times. Back in 2011, he won the World Cup final here with Tally Bay. So Christian Ahlmann for Germany into the lead with Solid Gold Z. Great shot. That's Daddy. And here's another father, but this one's got his 2 children competing against him in this class. It's Geir Gulliksen with VDL Group's Quattro. Looking for that qualification for Sunday. Already competed at 3 of the qualifiers of the 14 of the Longines World Cup. A rub, got away with it. Oof. Well done, Jimmy. Thought he was coming out then. Down to the last. 67.7. He's not troubled Christian Ahlmann, but his aim is to get one of those 9 places for the World Cup on Sunday. Geir Gulliksen with VDL Group's Quattro finishes in 5th place at the moment, 67.7. Great round. Almost certainly to have one of those spots for Sunday.
Brasilien.
65th in the world rankings. For Brazil, Yuri Mancia with Fatiki. Finished 9th in the World Cup last weekend in Basel. 14.7 metres, that related distance between that double and the plank. Also looking for a slot for Sunday, but the 8 faults might keep him out of that 9 places. Into 10th place goes Yuri Mansour with the 8 penalty. 64.2 his time with Vatiki.
Spider sein Viertelturnier heißt Jack Whittaker, Great Britain.
Now for Great Britain, Jack Whittaker riding the 10-year-old mare Spider. Jack Whittaker, who competed in his first World Cup final back in April here, finishing 5th place with the Valmy de la Lande. Just that angle coming down to that double, we've seen that come down a couple of times. Jack looking for, actually I was going to say looking for a spot, he hasn't, he's already qualified for Sunday, pre-qualified. And pops over the last nicely. Finishes with the 2 down. And into 11th place goes Jack Whittaker for Great Britain and Spider. One of the 15 representatives for Germany here tonight in Leipzig, Jan Frederik Mazenman with Messi van der Rijtershof. And what a season they are having. She's 51st in the world rankings now, Jan Frederika. Winners of the La Coruña Longines World Cup qualifier. First World Cup season, first indoor season and first World Cup season for them. Difficult 360-degree turn. And this Oxer over the Liverpool has been causing some issues, but no problems for this combination. .93. And that looks like going into 3rd place, Jan Frederika Mazenman and Messi van der Rijtershof. And what a nice warm-up for the World Cup on Sunday. Into 3rd, current leader Christian Ahlmann, 56.79. Christian Ahlmann's lead just under 4 seconds ahead of Garrett Nieberg in second. Another combination who've been doing so well on the World Cup circuit this weekend. They're naturally quick. It's Roger Yves Boss for France with Ballerine de Villepillon. Known for his speed, Bosti, 56.79 the time to beat. Great shot at the double. How tight do you dare to go round to that Longines? Oh, it is a difficult distance in there. It's 14.7. I think I saw Bosti just standing up at the bottom of the screen. There he is. Might have just be a bit sore, but he's walking out, which is great to see. So, automatic elimination when you part company. Now for Israel, Robin Muir riding Stowita PS. I think that might have gone, yes, as a late faller. And with the 4-fault 63.19 completes the campaign for Robin Muir and Stowita PS. And they go into 9th place. Formerly ridden Stowita by Aiken Sato as a 7-year-old back in 2019, and the very man himself is now in the arena. Aiken Sato for Japan, riding the 16-year-old gelding Chicano. Chicano, 15-year-old stallion, 16-year-old stallion now, formerly ridden by Henrik von Eckermann, the world #1. Been with the Japanese Racing Authority for several years. Aiken Sato, Chicano. Still clear. Very good turn over the penultimate fence. It is clear. They're looking for qualification. 66 seconds, just over 66 seconds into 6th place goes Icon Sato for Japan with Chicano JRA. Currently the Christian Ahlmann, 56.79, and still no one got nearer than that 60.46 of Gerrit Nieberg's time in 2nd place. It's Lars Kirsten, 22 years old, riding Halilia, 11-year-old Dutch bred mare by VDL Scirocco Blue. Fourth in a speed class at London in Christmas. And just after that, competed in Alilia's first World Cup qualifier. I think that fence went. Oh, and you could see Lilia have a very good look at the Liverpool, but managed to keep going. And a great jump at the last after that mistake. 12 penalties, 70.85. Into 16th place goes Lars Kirsten with Halilia. Back to Germany. Christian Hess riding the Holstein Gelding, the 12-year-old Quality Time. Spent a few weeks, like many of these athletes, live in November, having several top 10 placings there. Still clear. Oh, too late. I spoke too soon, I should say. That plank came down late. And completes with 69.09 on the clock and 2 fences down, 8 faults for Christian Hess and Quality Time for
bislang 8 freie Ritte besiegt. Christian Ahlmann führt und es kommt Schweden mit Larry von Oslo. Wir begrüßen Linda Heat, Schweden.
Plank standing at 1m63. It's caused a couple of issues with that distance of 14.7 metres after the double. And back to Sweden. Linda Heed riding Longines van Ossoff. Jumped brilliantly at the Longines FEI Nations Cup final in Barcelona back in the fall, in the autumn, and subsequent to that. Looking at her form earlier today, top 10 finishes in Riyadh, Prague and Stockholm since then. And that's gone. On 16, where we've seen far better performances from this combination in the last few months. Not their day, and they complete on 16 faults for Linda Heed and Longines van Ossoff for Sweden.
Kurz vor Jahreswechsel gewann ihr die Weltcup-Etappe im belgischen Mechelen. Er ist die Nummer 30 der Longines-Liste im Sattel von WEL, Belgien, Belgium.
Now for Belgium, 30th in the world rankings, winner of the Longines FEI World Cup qualifier in Mechelen at the end of December. That was with IQ van Het Stinger. And here, riding another winner from that Mechelen weekend, the 12-year-old Longines de la Pomme. Willem Vermeer for Belgium, Longines de la Pomme. Had a great December, winning that class at Mechelen. Just 3 weeks earlier, had finished first again and a third in Valence. And I was just about to say he looks like a man on a mission. But these twists and turns, and of which there are many of them, around this 1m50 speed class, just catching them out. Again, the Ox are over the Liverpool. Willem Vermeer, who's already qualified for the big class on Sunday. If one ignores the faults, the time was 65.57 for Willem Vermeer, and he looked to be going very, very quick. Well, that was nearly 10 seconds outside the time of Christian Ahlmann, the current leader here in this speed class in Leipzig. Solid Gold Z in the lead with 56.79 seconds. Now for Norway. Johan Sebastian Gulliksen with Equine America, It's Me, De Seul. Just a 9-year-old, this gelding. They've just been together just over a year. Father Jimmy rode him in a few classes in the summer. Harry Allen, or Ahlmann, had him prior to the Gulliksens. Johan Sebastian looking for a qualification. So he doesn't want any more faults than the 4 on the board already. And that's going to make it difficult. And that would have certainly blown it. Complete with the 12 fault, 67.76 for Johan Sebastian Gulliksen with Equine America, It's Me, De Seul. Into 18th place. And 47 competitors in all coming forward for this speed class, this Longines qualifier. 23rd of the 47 coming into the arena, after which there will be a arena maintenance break, a little temporary one now as we see that damaged pole going out. No surprises that near enough a packed stadium in Leipzig tonight. The sport of jumping, so massively popular in Germany. Now for France. Gregory Cotard with the Self-Francais 12-year-old mare, Bebici. Competed at La Coruna, finished 8th in the World Cup there. And then they've just been out once in, that was last weekend. Small break after La Coruna. Went to Oklebeek last weekend. Finished 1st and 3rd in a couple of classes, warming up for this big weekend in Leipzig. Competed here in April, finished 24th in the World Cup final together, these two. Part of the French team that was second at the Nations Cup finals also. No, it's about the turns. This is looking naturally quick. 56.79. Christian Ahlmann, current leader, halfway through the competition. It's a very good round at 60.60, and that to me looks like going into 3rd place. Christian Ahlmann in the lead, 56.79. Gerrit Nieberg in second, 60.46 with Ben. And Gregory Cotard now with a wonderful Bebici into 3rd place. And that is the 23rd combination of the 47, representing 16 nations here in Leipzig. Christian Ahlmann, solid gold Z. Clear leader, 56.79. Nobody else broken that 60-second barrier yet. Garrett Nieberg with Ben in second. Gregory Kotar-Babici in third. Jan Frederick Marzimmermann in fourth place. Fifth place, Tim Reiskank Gödling for Germany. Bram Borsiger in sixth. Aiken Sato in seventh. And in eighth place, Geir Gulliksen with VDL Group's Quattro. There will be a short break whilst they smooth out the jumping surface. They'll be right back for competitor number 24 of the 47, Philipp Weissart with Just Be Gentle. That will be in a few moments' time.
Herzlich willkommen zurück zur Qualifikation zum Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Die Qualifikation zur Weltcup-Prüfung am Sonntag. Hier kommt die zweite Hälfte des...
Welcome back to the Longines qualifying competition here on a Friday evening at the Leipzig International Horse Show. Halfway through the class, and the current leader for Germany, Christian Ahlmann, on 56.79 with solid gold Z. No other competitor has got within basically 4 seconds of that time. We move in to the second half of the competition. 24 more competitors to come in, and we start off with one of the 15 riders representing Germany. It's Philipp Weissart riding Just Be Gentle. 101.45 class in their home station at Riesenbeck back in December. And this only their second or third 1m50 class together. Philipp Weissart, Just Be Gentle for Germany. Current leader 56.79 in this speed class. Qualification for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup on Sunday. Philipp Weissart already pre-qualified. And this young horse is just says, I'm not completely convinced about red and white. Just a 9-year-old Dutch-bred mare. And pops over it beautifully. Certainly got a lot of scope, this 9-year-old. Green but good. Philipp Weissart, Just Be Gentle, complete. Into 23rd place, but I'm sure he'll be very pleased with the way Just Be Gentle jumped, despite that spook at the second fence.
Heute sein Sportpartner, begrüßt die Damen für Max Kühner, Österreich.
th in the Longines FEI World Rankings, Max Kühner for Austria, with up to Jacko Blue, I should say. Of course, by Jacko Blue. Third in the Lucky Runia World Cup. Been jumping very, very consistently. Max Kühner, who was 9th here in April at the World Cup final on Electric Blue. on 8. And I expect we'll be seeing this combination again on Sunday in the Longines World Cup. Into 14th place with the 8 penalties go Max Kuhner and up to Jacobu. For Germany, Philipp Schulz top off with Clemens de Lalonde. They finished 17th here in the World Cup final back in April. That was on the wonderful Concorderas, the same horse that Philipp Schulz top off became young rider European champion a couple of years ago. And in winning form earlier today. Won the 1 meter 45 speed class. And that was a slight rub, which makes it 2 down. Two down, 8 faults for Philipp Schulz top off and Clemens de Lalonde.
Endlich mal wieder so ein schöner, vierter Name, denn dieser 11-jährige Waller von Chateaubriand heißt Karl-Heinz und der Reiter Leipzig Andersen Nieberg.
For Denmark, Lars Bak Andersen with Karl-Heinz B. Another one by Jacobu, this 11-year-old gelding. Jumped in the Verona leg of the World Cup and have had a break since Verona. Jumped in a warm-up class last week in Germany. And got their ticket for the Longines class on Sunday. Oh, that was a shame. It was looking good. Remind ourselves that Christian Ahlmann, solid gold, he had 56.79. And I was just thinking earlier on, this course, this combination were going quite quickly, but it's amazing how quick that round was of Christian Ahlmann's. As Lars Bak Andersen and Karl-Heinz B, they complete. 68.5 with the for one fence down, into 14th place.
Der letzte Sieger hier im Weltcup 2020. Herzlich willkommen zurück, Dennis Lynch from Ahlmann.
Now for Ireland, world number 24, Dennis Lynch with the 10-year-old gelding Vistagrand. Had the ride just since November, previously ridden by fellow countryman Shane Breen. Jumped well in Basel last weekend, not in the World Cup, but he did jump in the World Cup in La Coruña a few weeks ago. I think Dennis hasn't hung about, and Christian Ahlmann's already finished a long time ago. It's a very good round. He's clearing 64.73, and that will put them into 7th place, I think. So Dennis Lynch, Vistagrand, goes into 7th, 64.73. They already have a qualification slot for pre-qualified for the World Cup on Sunday. For Germany, Marco Kutscher riding Aventador S. Marco Kutscher, who we haven't seen perhaps at this level for a little while, but Olympic individual and team bronze back in 2004, and back here with a horse who's been very competitive at this level. Another great round of jumping at this level. Stops the clock in 63.73. Into 5th place go Marco Kutscher, Aventador S for Germany.
The new 5th best racer, 63.73. Ehemaliger Mannschaftseuropameister, Silber bei Olympischen Spielen gewann hier und letzte Woche Frankreich im Weltcup von Bax. Christina von Casiano und Pius Schweizer Schatz.
Schweizer for Switzerland with Christina. Well, I was just about to say this could threaten the current leader, Christian Ahlmann, with his time, but 2 fences down already. He's fairly new to the 150 level, winning classes at 145 throughout last year. And they just cruise home. Can't trouble the podium. Lovely jump over the last. Competes on 8 faults. Piers Fischer for Switzerland with Christina.
NRW vom 3. zum 2. Platzierten des Weltcups von Basel, ehemaliger Mannschaftsweltmeister und Mannschaftsolympiasieger. Willkommen, Markus Nieberg, Deutschland.
One of the local heroes of the sport coming into the arena. Following Piers Fischer, Mark Gessenning, world number 22, riding the 15-year-old Westphalian stallion a la carte NRW. 7th in the Stuttgart Masters a few weeks ago, 2 weeks before that, 3rd in the Grand Prix at Ocklebeck. And we haven't seen them since the World Cup class at La Coruña. And coming in on 8. $69.21. Just looking back, Mark Gessenning on 31st to go in this class, and Christian Ahlmann, the current leader, was 10th to go. So we've had 21 competitors since the current leader was in the arena, and he stopped the clock in 56.79, and the closest that has got to that time is 60.46, nearly 4 seconds difference, and that was Gerrit Nieberg with Ben, and they were just 5th to go. It's been a long time since Christian Ahlmann has had to felt worried about his position in the number 1 spot at the moment. For Brazil, Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, world number 7 with Harwich VDL. Been together for just over a year. Jumped in the Brazilian Nations Cup team in July. That was in the Great Britain in Hickstead. And they won at this level in Norway in December. Great round, but he's still not going to trouble the leader by a couple of seconds anyway, but I think that time is going to put him into 2nd place. 59 seconds. Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, Harwich VDL, 59.57 into 2nd place. Only the 2nd combination to break the 60-second barrier. But still 3 seconds, give or take a few hundredths of a second, 3 seconds slower than Christian Ahlmann and Solid Gold Z, the current leaders. For Germany, Stefan Engbers with the 10-year-old Westphalian gelding Bajou by Bali Durouet. Couple of good placings in 145 Grand Prix recently over the last few weeks. Christian Ahlmann's time has already been passed with 3 fences to jump. And a lovely round. Oh, I think that's gone. We heard it hit. Frustration for Stefan Engbers and Bajou. Stefan heard it like us, didn't see it. Into 15th place goes Stefan Engbers and Bajou for Germany. Frustration. Now for France, Kevin Stout, world number 11, Dalu Blue PS. 9-year-old mare. Several top 10 finishes at this 150 level. Well, that was clever. That was doubly clever. And that wasn't so clever down the double. And the last goes, so 12 faults, 62 point. Not sure that time was correct, was it? 62.04, yes, 62.04. With 12 faults for Kevin Stout and Dalu Blue PS into 27th place. 12 faults in all. Current leader, Christian Ahlmann with solid gold's head, 56.79. In second, Marlon Madola-Zanatelli, 59.57. Gerrit Nieberg, 60.46 in third. Gregory Cotard, 60.6 in fourth place. That's the top 4 currently. And now Richard Vogel with Caracho. A more recent partnership. Richard Vogel Caracho, formerly ridden by Sophie Hinnes, who will be coming in later on. Jumped very well at the Stuttgart World Cup show, where Richard Vogel actually won the Longines FEI World Cup qualifier with United Touch S. And he's looking like he means the business here too. Oh, good turn. Oh, just again coming off that turn. Whether it's the Liverpool that takes their eye, I don't know, because this was looking like a serious challenger to the leading time of 56.79, but not to be. It's 8 faults for Richard Vogel and Caraccio for Germany.
Christian Ahlmann führt. Formale Modul Salutary und Gerrit Nieberg. Großbritannien das 36. von 47 Tagen. Vorsichtig schaut sich diesen Schwung schon mal an, vor der Wendung dann auf die Kombination herum. Dieser 13-jährige Sambisi-Baller aus der niederländischen Zucht, und das ist ein Leipziger Applaus für Holly Smith, Great Britain.
For Great Britain, Holly Smith riding Frisselli. What a wonderful moment on the outdoor circuit back in the summer at the Royal Windsor Show in Great Britain, winning the 5-star 155 Grand Prix. Jumped indoors at London. We haven't seen them since a short break to come here. One to jump on 8 faults. Completes on 8, 71.6 seconds for Holly Smith and Frisselli for Great Britain. Into 27th place.
Vorhang auf, Bühne frei für die Sieger des großen Preises von Mechelen. Vor dem Jahreswechsel der niederländische Meister sitzt im Sattel. Von Highway MTM, der Elfjährige von Eldorado Französisch und Willem Geber, die Niederlande.
Now to the Netherlands. One of 3 riders representing the Netherlands, Willem Greve, with the 11-year-old Dutch-bred stallion, Highway MTN. The combination that won the Grand Prix in Mechelen at the last couple of days of December. The 3rd in Geneva earlier in December, a 145 Grand Prix. And Willem Greve, one of the 29 of the competitors tonight who've pre-qualified for the World Cup on Sunday. That was very smooth round there. God, you can just... Fence is almost hidden as it comes round the bend. Huge jump at the last. Stops the clock in 60.28. It is a quick time. That would have been in 3rd without that boxer down. So 1 down, 4 faults. Willem Greve, HM TN. 10 to go in this, the Longines World Cup qualifying class in Leipzig. For Germany, Jana Wargers, world number 82, with the wonderful partnership with Lieberg. 7th in Stuttgart of the World Cup qualifiers this combination. Jana Wargers, who was 3rd earlier today in a 145 class.
Siegerin im Weltcup von Helsinki im Oktober des letzten Jahres, letzte Woche 6. im Longines FEI von Basel, heute mit einem anderen Finish mit dem 9-jährigen Kendrick, Angelika Augustsson-Sanotelli, Schweden.
So Jana Wargers with Lieberg completes on 8 faults into 23rd place. Already with the qualification for the big one on Sunday. "38 of the 47 have gone, and current leader Christian Ahlmann with solid gold Z. He's been leader since he came in 10th of the 38 competitors, 56.79. Now back to Sweden, Angelika Augustsson-Sanotelli, 4th yesterday, these two together in the 145 class. This is Kendrick 4, 9-year-old gelding. Jumped earlier in his career as a 7-year-old by Thomas Ryan of Ireland. And very new to the 150 level. Jumped a couple of classes at Verona. I don't think she got the turn into that upright that she wanted. Winner of the World Cup qualifier in Helsinki, that was on Kalinka. And the last as well. So that's 16 faults for Angelika Augustsson-Sanotelli and Kendrick 4, just the 9-year-old.
With a time of 71 seconds in time about with a total of 16 points. Steiler Weg nach oben für die nächste junge Dame in den letzten Jahren, mittlerweile Nationenpreissiegerin für die deutsche Mannschaft und ehemalige deutsche Meisterin. Benoît Prix, ihr 12-jähriger Wanner, und wir drücken die Daumen für Sophie Hinders für Deutschland.
Now Sophie Hinders for Germany, riding Beryl de Prey. And this is an extremely new partnership. Sophie first rode barreled away a couple of weeks ago. Second in a 1m45 class in Oktoberg in earlier in January, 8th of January. First time together at this level. Formerly ridden by Antoine Ahlmann. And down to the last as they get to know each other. Sophie Hinners with Beryl Dupre.
Ja, nicht nur Deutschland gute Nachwuchsreiter, sondern auch Belgien. Es kommt der Doppel-Europameister der jungen Reiter im letzten Jahr, im spanischen Oliver King van der Sender, Timo Spitz, Deutschland.
Now for Belgium, Thibaut Spitz riding King Van Assen. Last time this partnership had an outing, that was at the World Cup show at Mechelen, finished 12th in the Longines World Cup itself. Well, this 56.79 set by Christian Ahlmann. It seems like an awfully long time ago. Is not being troubled. One down, 66.85 for Thibaut Spitz and King Van Assen.
Schafft es noch einer? Anführungszeit der Rang von Christian Ahlmann. Es wird noch 6 Paare probieren, so zum Beispiel Julio und Marcel.
6 more to go. 2 for Germany, 1 for Norway, 1 for Switzerland, 1 for France, and 1 for Italy. Germany at the moment head of the field with Christian Ahlmann and that 56.79. Now the turn of fellow countryman Marcel Marshall with the 10-year-old Holstein stallion, Julio.
Muss raus. Weil sonst springt sie es auch nicht gut. Da, jetzt kann er.
Marcel Marshall. For Germany, Coolio. So first fence down. Now just the last. And no problems down the last line. So 4 fault, 67.85 for Marcel Marshall and Coolio for Germany.
So, und wir haben es eben schon mal gesagt, Papa war schon am Start, der Bruder ebenfalls. Und jetzt kommt mit Equine America Papa Roach aus Norwegen, Victoria Gulliksen from Norway.
Assistants enjoying themselves at the edge of the arena. Will this young lady enjoy herself in the arena? It's Victoria Gulliksen with Equine America Papa Roach. The campaign throughout this World Cup season is to get to her first ever Longines FEI World Cup final. She's so close, knocking on the door, and she's already pre-qualified for Sunday. She won't be too worried about this class. Just to warm up, she's had the first 2 down. That might just be a wake-up call. He's been jumping extremely well at the World Cup qualifiers. 2nd in Oslo. 6th in Helsinki, 10th in Mechelen. We're not seeing the best of Papa Roach today, but it will be about the World Cup qualifier. She still needs a few points to get into the top 8 of the West 8. She's in 8th place at the Western European League, but you generally need a few more points than the 35 she's already brilliantly accumulated. So Papa Roach has a run out in preparation for Sunday as Victoria Gulliksen completes in 42nd place in the qualifier, but she is pre-qualified. 4 to go. For Switzerland, Adrian Schmidt with Chicarito 11. 6th yesterday together, these two, in the 145 class. This 150. Finished 5th in a 3-star Grand Prix in Frankfurt a month ago. That was also 145. Well, just enjoying this round from Erwan Schmid, looking at the last three competitors, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, Julian Epiard and Pierre-Georges Bucci. So Christian Ahlmann on the current leader, long time leader on 56.79 with solid gold Z, knows that any rider can beat you, but the three that he's got coming in as the last three in this competition are all very, very quick. Stood off a long way off that Oxer at the last, which prevented the clear round. So Erwan Schmid completes with that last fence down on 68.31 into 20th place. 3 to go. Huge distance off the Oxer. Didn't make the spread. So, world number 43, Hans-Dieter Dreyer, LCM. Finished in the points in the World Cup last weekend in Basel. And Christian Ahlmann knows that that's one of the three out of the way with the fence down. And the last comes down. So, and time penalty 74.27 completes for Hans-Dieter Dreyer for Germany with LCM. We will be seeing them on Sunday. They pre-qualified for the World Cup. And they go into 34th place tonight in Leipzig. 2 to go. One of the quickest riders on the circuit for France is Julian Epiard, the world number 3, riding the 11-year-old Celle Francais mare, Chana de Valem. Chana de Valem by Nabab Derev. And this combination, a major threat to Christian Ahlmann's time of 56.79. Look at that turn. Almost from a standstill. And that's gone. So, Christian Ahlmann breathes once again. Still, he has one competitor he's got to watch before he knows whether he's won this speed class here. And down to the last on 12 faults, 60.94 the time. So Julien Epiard, Chana de Valem, 12 faults for France.
So Christian Ahlmann und der nächste Gast aus Italien, Blockbuster und Pierre-Georges Bucci von Italy, Italien.
The final competitor of the 47 for Italy, Piergiorgio Bucci, world number 74, riding the Westphalian 12-year-old stallion Blockbuster. Time to beat 56.79, set by Christian Ahlmann. Christian Ahlmann riding solid Gold Z to get that time. It's a long way off, he's still there. Good turn back to the Longines upright. He needs to be moving forward. Quicker than that. He's not going to make the time. This is going to go to Germany. This is going to go to Christian Ahlmann and solid Gold Z. It's not a clear. I was about to say it was. The last fence comes down, so it's 4 faults for Piergiorgio Bucci and Blockbuster for Italy, which means after 47 competitors, and Piergiorgio Bucci goes into 16th place. After 47 competitors, it goes down to the man who came in on 10th in the class. No one could get near him. The winner of the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup qualification class in Leipzig tonight, Christian Ahlmann on 56.79 with solid Gold Z. Marlon Madola Zanatelli for Brazil in second, 59.57, just nearly 3 seconds outside the time set by Ahlmann. Marlon Madola Zanatelli riding Harwich VDL. Garrett Nieberg with Ben in 3rd place. In 4th, Gregory Kotar-Babici. Jan-Fredrik Marzimman in 5th place with Messi Vento Ridershoff. Marco Kutscher Avantado S. Coldplay, ridden by Tim Reiskamp Gordon. Great result for them in 7th. Bran Bulsinger with Chelsea Z in 8th place. Dennis Lynch in 9th with Vista Grand. And in 10th place, Aiken Sato for Japan with Chicano JRA. That's the top 10 here in Leipzig. The big one is on Sunday at Sunday afternoon for the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Have a great weekend wherever you are. It's all about the Ahlmann family. Super shots of Gillian and the children there, and congratulations to them. And let's see what happens in the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup qualifier in 2 days' time. Bye-bye.
Die Siegerehrung am Platz von Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Die Qualifikation zur FEI-Wettkampfprüfung der Springreiter am Sonntag. Und traditionell in Leipzig zu den großen Prüfungen kommt unser Ehrenkomitee herein. Und zwar mit den Gegnerländer-Kutschern. Die Verteidiger aus den Niederlanden, der und seine Schwester Annike sind bereits zum 15. Mal hier bei uns in Leipzig und begeistert mit ihren ausdrucksstarken Kinderländerfehlen unser Publikum. Mit ihren Top-Herren Jefferson und Hugo begrüßen wir den ersten Coach für die Orga Marketing GmbH, Dr. Antje Tiesler. Und irgendwann sind wir wieder abends in der Weltcup-Prüfung der Vierspännerfahrer, Vincent an die Beine, unser Chef, der geschäftsführende Gesellschafter der Orga Marketing GmbH, Volker Wolf. Ausdrucksstark und bewegungsstark, das sind die Gelderländer aus den Niederlanden. Und am besten können sie das, wenn Leipzig sie mit Applaus begleitet. Dankeschön, Familie Leckes. Hier kommen sie. Unsere Top-Platzierte, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, Qualifikation zum Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Vielleicht auf dem Weg zum 7. Sieg in Leipzig. Hier ist unser Sieger, hier ist Christian Ahlmann. Nummer 6. Die 25. Partnerfeld Longines FEI Jumping World Cup. Die Qualifikation zum Wettkampf der Springreiter am Sonntag. Gewinnt heute Abend in einer fehlerfreien Runde 56,79 und damit 3 Sekunden vor den zweitplatzierten Tag. Der 12-jährige Oldenburger Hengst somit Goldzeit. Und Christian Ahlmann, Leipzig. Die eine Tribüne steht schon, die anderen 3 erheben sich ebenfalls. Denn zu Ehren unseres Siegers ertönt die deutsche Nationalhymne. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. ist zu lang. Erhält zunächst die offiziellen Glückwünsche des internationalen Richters Leipzig aus der Schweiz, die somit das offizielle Ergebnis bestätigt. Tja, Christian, Weihnachten ist zwar rum, aber wir haben ganz schön vieles für dich. Eine Gutschein für einen Sattelquote mehr von 330 € von dem Boko, einen U-Wechsel, Saxi Pro und eine Magnumflasche von Schloss Moritzburg. Überreicht von Dr. Arke Tiesler und Volker Wulff an unsere Sieger, Christian Ahlmann. Glückwunsch! Und begleitet wird unser Ehrenkomitee von Kinderpferdebegeisterten Kindern, die sich nach einem Aufruf der Leipziger Volkszeitung darum beworben haben, die Siegerehrungszeremonie zu unterstützen und ihren Vorbildern ganz nah zu sein. Das sind Amaya, Rosalie, Zoe, Henriette, Ruth, Lilly und Marie. Euch ein herzliches Willkommen in Leipzig. Ausgestattet von Spooks. Und natürlich auch für das Sonic-Konzert eine besondere Nebenpreis Äpfel vom Seaside Park Hotel können auch Sie sich eine Heimpause mit Äpfeln in einem gemütlichen Traditionshotel gegenüber des Leipziger Hauptbahnhofs. Und gratulieren Sie zuerst dem zweiten Platz für WEL und Marlon Santelli, Brasilien. Auf dem dritten Platz steht der 12-jährige Band und Aachensieger Nieberg. Der vierte Platz, die blaue Steife Petition, Gregory, Contenders, Felicitation. Und ich will wieder die Glückwünsche für die rote Schleife für Messi von der Rotterson und Janne Friederike Meyer-Zimmermann. Sechsmal, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, siegte er sonntags im großen Preis, das 7. Mal 2011 hier im Weltcup-Finale. Das erste Mal im Jahr 2000 wird der nächste Erfolg am Sonntag dazukommen, lieber Christian. Wir drücken alle aus Leipzig herzlich die Daumen. Und jetzt fangen wir euch erst einmal Sonic Konzert und Christian Ahlmann. Wir gewinnen Leipzig bei dieser Stimmung. Es ist einfach ein ganz besonderes Publikum und das werden wir gleich wieder erleben. Gemeinsam mein Kollege Arnaud Petit und ich nämlich in der Sparkassen Sportgala. Wir freuen uns gleich auf die große Show. Bereitet alles vor und dann geht es los. Bis gleich.